Lights, camera, dissect. Welcome back to Midnight Reel Reviews.
A group of curious young people eagerly pulled out their phones and downloaded the app. When the user agreement popped up, they ignored it and simply clicked Next. On Black Girl's phone, it showed she had 63 years left. Curly Girl had 32 years. But the girl's time was the shortest, only 3 hours left. The others didn't care, thinking it was just a prank. After the party, her boyfriend was going to drive her home, but the girl felt uneasy seeing him drunk. She decided to walk home. As she stepped out of the car, a strange notification sounded from her phone, warning that she had violated the user agreement and only had 7 minutes to live. She didn't take it seriously. She put her phone down and continued walking, but felt like someone was following her. When she turned around, no one was there. But as she grew more unsettled, the ominous sound came again. Only 2 minutes left. Panicking, she rushed home, thinking locking the door and turning off her phone would keep her safe. But danger was closing in. She heard a sound behind her and reached for the curtain. Suddenly, her phone, which had been turned off, powered up on its own and opened the app. At the moment she died, the timer hit 0. Meanwhile, her drunk boyfriend crashed his car, the passenger seat pierced by a tree, where the girl should have been sitting. He was hospitalized, lucky to survive, but she felt uneasy. Her phone showed she had 19 hours left. Xiao Mei, an outstanding nurse at the hospital, didn't believe in this nonsense, thinking the man made up the story because he couldn't cope with his girlfriend's death. But soon, the story spread through the hospital. Colleagues eagerly downloaded the app. Driven by curiosity, Xiao Mei downloaded it too. To her shock, she had less than 3 days to live. This made Xiao Mei anxious. The next day, the man checked his phone and saw that she had only 3 minutes left, meaning she would die. During surgery, to avoid another tragedy, she decided to sneak out of the hospital. As she did, the phone beeped again, indicating the user agreement had been violated. She rushed into the stairwell, and the lights went out. Then, her girlfriend's figure flashed by. In the next moment, the man fell from a height, dying instantly, and the timer hit 0. News of his sudden death spread quickly through the hospital. Xiao Mei felt a wave of panic. Faced with the unexpected events, she didn't know what to do. But to find answers, she sneaked into the morgue and used the man's body to unlock the phone. When the countdown hit 0, Xiao Mei's fear grew. Back home, she tried to uninstall the app, but it had embedded itself into the system and couldn't be fully deleted, no matter what she did. Even if she smashed the phone, the eerie timer still appeared. The next day, she bought a new phone, but as she was about to leave the house, the familiar notification sounded. Again, the app appeared on her new phone. Desperate, she noticed a figure on the radar while reversing, but when she looked back, nothing was there. Terrified, she scrambled out of the car. The car owner came out yelling angrily. A passerby, Xiao Hai, quickly resolved the issue. He then pulled out his phone, revealing he also had the death app. The remaining times were almost identical. After a conversation, they realized the real danger wasn't the app itself, but the user agreement. Once registered, they had to accept their fate and could not alter it. Otherwise, they would die prematurely. They went to a church to ask the priest to check if the app had been corrupted by evil forces. The priest was shocked, mentioning that ancient texts spoke of demons transmitting information through dreams. If chosen, one's life would enter a countdown. With modern technology, demons had now developed the death app. The priest suggested they find a hacker to modify the app's code and break the curse. They rushed to a phone shop, paying a high price to the owner, a skilled hacker. After successfully hacking into the app's backend, they discovered lists of names and numbers, a death ledger controlling everyone's lifespan. Using the hacker's skills, they extended their own lives by decades. Anna noticed her sister's name on the list, with less time left than herself. The hacker quickly changed her sister's time, and sure enough, the phone showed more time. They finally felt a sense of relief and were able to sleep peacefully. For safety, Xiao Hai suggested they stay together that night. That night, Xiao Mei saw a shadow by the door and quickly woke Xiao Hai. But when he opened the blanket, the figure was gone. The phone beeped again. Xiao Mei had only 4 hours left, and Xiao Hai just 2. Worried about her sister, They quickly picked her up and rushed to the church. After hearing their story, the priest found a way to break the curse. The app had a loophole. If the user didn't die within the set time, the curse would automatically lift. Now they had two choices: die early or survive the countdown. Xiao Hei chose to survive, and the plan to break the curse began. The priest drew a protective symbol on the ground. If they stayed within the magic circle, the demon couldn't reach them. This strategy was meant to delay the countdown. Sure enough, the demon couldn't approach. But then Xiao Hai saw his long-dead brother. It was an illusion created by the demon. As he stepped out of the circle, the demon appeared and dragged him into the darkness. Xiao Hai was struck by a speeding car, and with the timer at 0, he was gone. In despair, Xiao Mei took her sister to the hospital. While her sister was being treated, Xiao Mei saw the doctor who had once tormented her. He, too, had the death app. If she could make him die early, perhaps the curse would be broken. Using her charms, Xiao Mei lured the doctor into a storage room and struck him from behind with a stick. But just as she was about to succeed, the demon intervened and saved the doctor, as the demon didn't allow anyone to break the rules. Xiao Mei had no choice but to inject herself with a lethal dose. As she died, the death rule was broken, and the demon turned to ash, vanishing forever.